Last time on With Shechainah.
2 years later, right? Who is Miss Panau?
Oh, Miss Panau. Miss Panau is a mom of two.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I can say I've now received my rainbow baby, Ohana. Yeah, and I thank God He restores. So now Cairo is only a good memory in our family. We talk about him always. We always talk about him.
Yeah, I think that's another part of healing. Talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't keep it stuffed in
Yeah.
because one day it'll all pile up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
This is the final part of child loss and the trauma that comes with it.
Hi everyone, welcome to With Shechainah. Here with us today we have a very dear guest. Please introduce yourself, my lady.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa. I am 27. I'm a registered nurse by training, but I'm also a student and I do a bunch of other things.
Yes, we will get into all of that later, but thank you for being here today.
You're welcome.
Right, we'll just get straight into it. How was life for you growing up?
It was a bit tough, only because my family was separated for a while. So I wouldn't say I had a terrible childhood, but it wasn't like the dream childhood. Yeah.
So when you say your family was separated, is it a situation where parents were somewhere, and like what's that situation?
Yeah, so my dad moved to the UK, I think in 2002 or 2003, and I was living with my mom's younger sister. My mom was in Malawi at some point at Bible school, and my sister used to live with relatives somewhere, so we didn't,
Grow up together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you did finally reunite with your parents, how was that feeling?
It was bittersweet because I then moved to the UK in 2014 with my mom to be with my dad, but we left my sister behind. So it was one of those, I'm happy to be with my parents, my mom and my dad, but I'm also living behind my sister who technically we were not together as we were growing up. We only lived together for a couple of years before we then moved to the UK.
Yeah.
So one of those.
Yeah. Did she later join you?
Yes.
And
she
how was
joined
that?
us when she came. It was lovely. It was amazing. She came in 2022, I think.
Okay.
But yeah.
So still there was.
Yeah, it was
some
quite
time.
a big gap.
Wow.
It was over like nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
since then,
Oh wow.
but it was
So
good.
how's that relationship now?
It's good. It's good. Building up on probably what we missed during our childhood.
Yeah.
But I know we're really good. We're really close now. Love her to bits.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Right. So when you were growing up, what was the dream life for you, the ideal life? This is the life I want to live.
I don't know, but do you know, like when they ask you when you're younger, like what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
I always just say I want to be an air hostess.
Okay.
Until I was told like, oh, because you're too short, you can't do it.
Oh.
So when I went into high school, I was like really good at arts.
Right.
So I always thought like when I finished I'd want to go to university and then study law and become a lawyer, but then life does not like that anymore.
Right. Okay. The thing about being too short to be a nurse, do you know what? It makes sense that there is a requirement. But I actually didn't know that. So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So can you share your love story with us?
Yeah.
We're ready for that.
Yeah, so I'd known my husband since 2017. We met through a mutual friend.
Okay.
But at that time, it wasn't quite the right time for us to date.
Right.
We did find each other attractive, but we didn't like take things seriously.
Right.
We like went our separate ways until he reached out to me again in 2021 on Instagram.
Social media.
And then we've been together since. We started talking, we started dating, got traditionally married in 2023 January.
Okay. After rekindling, did you say in 2021?
Yeah, 2020.
Oh, okay.
COVID, and we got married in 2023.
The traditional wedding.
Yeah. It's 2022, I don't know.
That's alright. It was one of them. 2022, 2023.
Yeah, one of those.
And how was that? The feeling of being a wife,
I'm shy. No, it's good.
Don't be shy. No, we love that. That means you're in love. We love that. Yeah.
No, it was good. It was good. Yeah, because you're leaving with someone for the first time, so you're trying to learn them. They're trying to get to know you.
Right.
It was nice. It was nice. Right. But yeah.
Okay. So how long into the marriage did you find out you were pregnant?
It was into our second year of marriage.
Okay.
So 2024.
And
Am I right?
I guess I'm assuming that you would be excited.
Yeah.
So what emotions though were like, oh my goodness, I'm pregnant?
So it wasn't planned.
Okay, yeah. You didn't expect it.
We didn't expect it, but even the way it happened, it was almost like, oh my God, that's a shock. Because the way we found out, the reason why we even tested in the first place, it was a shock. So yeah.
What made you get the test?
I wasn't well. I just wasn't feeling too well with my body. I was had really low mood. But then just in myself, I just didn't feel well. So I just said to my husband, why didn't I just do a test just in case? And then I went and I did it, and it was positive.
So what were you happy? Were you
I was shocked. Right. So I remember the day that we did it, there was a meeting at church, and he was on a Zoom meeting in church, and I just went downstairs and I did it, and I came back and I put it on a desk. When it was happening. Oh my goodness. And I just stood by the door till the meeting finished. And then he was just looking at me and I was like, oh my God, what is this? And then after that, we went to the shop to get a proper one so we can
make sure.
Yeah, we can make sure. And then we went to get the proper test. We came back home. I did 3 tests just to make sure. And then it was like, wow, so life is like this now. Yeah. It was. Yeah.
So you mentioned how obviously you could feel in your body that something's off. Was it morning sickness?
It wasn't. I think I must have thrown up once before that. I was just thinking that's a bit weird. I just thought maybe I'd just eaten something that I shouldn't have eaten. But then it was just the low mood. I just kept to myself, and then I had sore breasts. But I just thought maybe my period just come in. But it wasn't. And then my sense of smell. I remember, I think I cooked beef stew at some point. I kept on commenting on the smell, oh, that smells so good. It reminds me of Zim.
So your smell actually got better.
Yeah, it was too, I don't know how to say it, but the smell was just, I could smell things clearly. Yeah. And then I was like, something might be off, but then it didn't, and it was positive.
Wow. So then what happened after that? Or you just there's a new life growing inside you?
It was exciting, shock. We started planning. There were so many things that we wanted to change. Just trying to imagine what life would be. But also it's a sense you're scared, but you're also excited. That's what it was. Do we tell family? What do we do? It's almost from now on, what's the next step? So yeah.
Did you end up telling the family?
We did tell the family, but then after I'd had my first midwife appointment, we didn't want to tell anyone between then and now. I think the first person I told, I said the family was actually Blessing.
A friend from church.
She was the first one I told before we
ever after your husband. Wow.
Before we told family, because she came to me one time in church and was like, and I just told her. She
sensed as well that there's something different. Oh wow. So it was quite an obvious thing to her. And so you just let her know. You know
but I just thought, but apparently other people
could tell. That's something. But
but I just thought no one could tell. But then,
so you thought I'm acting the same.
I'm just acting the same, but you don't know how other people usually see you. But I know I was very low. My mood was very, very low. But I just thought, I didn't think other people would notice, especially at church. I don't see them all the time. So if they see me in 2 hours on Sunday and they can see that something's off, I just didn't think that.
How far along were you when you actually found out you were pregnant?
So when we did the test, he had said 3 weeks plus. So I think at the time must have been actually 5 weeks. When I went back to do on the app, it was 5 weeks and a few days. That's what I found.
And then how long after that did you find out I'm miscarrying?
Yeah, so I found out on the 10th of February. That's when we took the test. And then on the 10th of March in church, that's when...
Oh, like an exact month after?
Yeah, literally 4 weeks after. That's when I started bleeding.
Right.
But apparently I'd had to miscarriage before that, if that makes sense. But yeah, we're getting...
Oh, in the church service?
So that's when I started bleeding.
Okay.
But then when we then went for our appointments, they told me that the baby had actually stopped growing at like 6 weeks.
So you just didn't know?
I didn't
You were
know.
going on with life as
I was just going on
normal?
with life, yeah. Because my symptoms were still as normal.
When you were in the service, could you feel that?
So I was just sat, and I think that day my husband had was a Mother's Day service, so the men were preaching, and I think he had just finished and he sat down, and I was just sat, and I could feel something like dripping down my skirt, and I thought, oh my god, I might like wee myself.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, let me just stand up and go to the toilet. So when I got to the toilet, I sat on the toilet, I could just feel clots coming out, like one big clot, it just came out, and I could just like feel blood coming out. And then obviously like I knew what had happened.
Okay.
So I like wiped myself and then went back into church, only to realize where I was actually sat, there were drops of blood, so I'd been bleeding like
Before.
but I didn't see it. I
Yeah.
just thought I'd just wet myself. So yeah,
so you didn't think there was a possibility of it being blood until you actually got to the toilet?
Yeah, because I didn't look.
Right.
Like had I looked when I stood up to go to the toilet, I would have seen it, but it was only when I came back to get my husband and I saw where I was sat, that's when I saw those drops of blood, and then
What happened then? Because you're in church during service, your husband's actually just finished preaching.
Yeah.
What's happening in your mind?
So I went back into the church and I called him. I think again, must have been Blessing I saw. I don't know if I asked Blessing to call Shingi or something, I don't remember.
Right.
So I went back to the toilet, and I remember my husband came, Mama, my Mama Kulantaba came, and was just in the toilet because I was crying because I knew what had happened. But my mom was trying to comfort me, like it might not be that, you never know. So she prayed with me. I just knew.
It's the mom.
Yeah. So she was trying to pray with me, trying to comfort me, and then we went in that toilet for like a good few minutes, and then she just said, after we finished praying, she just said like, go to the hospital. So me and my husband then drove off and went to like the closest hospital to us then. And
you didn't call an ambulance or anything? He just took you straight there?
No, we just drove there.
Yeah, but like you were saying, you knew.
I just knew, so I think I was crying the whole entire time, but then I just thought maybe it's not it. You know, I just wanted confirmation whether that's what's actually happened, or am I just bleeding just because? But because of the clots, I'd seen it before, because in my work, I'd looked after ladies that were going through, so I would know what came out. Yeah.
So while you were in the toilet, was your husband there, or was he just waiting by the toilet? Was he waiting outside?
When I went in initially, I went by myself. And then when they came back, I think I was trying to show them, but I think I'd already flashed it. I called them in the toilet, and then I wanted to show them what had actually come out, but then I'd flashed it. So no, it was right at the bottom of the toilet, but you couldn't really see it properly. And I was just showing them blood.
Mind you, no one else knew except the friend.
Yeah. No one else
You were
knew.
pregnant.
Yeah. Wow. And at this time the family knew them, but no one else in church.
It's just you, your husband.
Yeah.
So you mentioned while you're driving that you're crying the entire time. How was your husband's reaction to this? Was he also, because he's driving, you can't be too,
he's trying to comfort me. We're just trying to get to the hospital, so he's trying to concentrate on driving. He's trying to be there for me, so I can only imagine, because I don't even think I was paying attention to him at the time. So
obviously you're saying you knew that, but so with that, knowing that like I'm miscarrying right now, what emotions did you feel? Was it like heartbreak?
It was heartbreak, but also I'm thinking maybe I'm wrong, even though I know, even though like physically I know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the case.
Was that hope?
There was a little bit of hope. So when we got to the hospital, so I was bleeding, but at some point I think my bleeding slowed down. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it was just old blood that had just clotted. Maybe that's not the case. So I did have hope. So it it was almost like I just needed to wait for confirmation to know exactly what's happening.
Right.
But even though a part of me just knew, like, I didn't want to be like negative in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
You now get to the hospital.
Yeah.
What are the nurses, doctors, whoever it is saying?
So we got there A&E on a Sunday. For some reason there was a very, very, very long queue. So I think I was seen like really late, like maybe around, I got there around 12:01. I must have been seen around 6-7. So I was waiting for a very long time. And so when the person that I saw, based on like what I described, they did say, we do think it's a miscarriage, but we can't say anything before you have a scan. So they couldn't actually do anything on the day because it was a Sunday. So they then asked me to come back the following day for a scan. So we just went back home.
That was it for the day?
Yeah, that
just
was
come
it for
back
the day.
the
Just
next
come back
day.
the following day. We'll book you in for a scan. Come back, I think it must have been 10 in the morning or 11. Come back for your appointment and go for a scan. And then, only then, we can know what's actually happening with you.
So you go back the next day?
We go back the following day. I go to the where they do the ultrasound. They ask me like how far gone are you? I think at the time I should have been 11 weeks. So they wanted to check how far gone the baby would be. And then she was doing the scan and she asked me like, oh, how long, like how many weeks is the baby? And I said between 10 and 11 weeks. She was like, oh, I can see a baby, but they're only 6 weeks and there is no heartbeat, so your baby stopped growing at 6 weeks. And I was thinking that, like, that doesn't make any sense, because so
that was it.
Yeah, she tried to like comfort us. And then she said, but come back again. Before they can talk about the options or like what to do, they told me to come back to have another scan done, just in case. So we went back home again and waited for the following appointment. Yeah.
Did you question why it was only now that your body was miscarrying, even though it had been... There was 6. You thought, you were 10 to 11 weeks. But then they're telling you, oh no, baby passed at 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Did they explain this is the reason why it took so long?
No,
nothing.
No, I was just as confused because I was thinking that if it's really 6 weeks, but I've been having like pregnancy symptoms. I'm still, if anything, they were getting worse. So like all the textbook symptoms that you would have, I was having them. And then when they say maybe at week 7, that's when you start experiencing nausea, it was happening with me. At week 8, you start to experience ABCD. I was going by, so my body wasn't. It wasn't realizing that I wasn't actually pregnant at the time, but it was still behaving like I was pregnant. So I was still getting all of those symptoms. If anything, they were getting worse. My stomach was growing. So as a nurse yourself, did you question that, like, really? Yeah, I did. But I was like, it still doesn't make sense. So when they told me to come back since it was the first scan ever, when they said, oh, like, go away and then come back again in like 2 weeks, no, because they said when I went for that scan, they said we can't give you like an option like right now. We need to give your body time to either, like, since you started bleeding, maybe your body will like naturally release everything. So they didn't give me another appointment for at least 2 weeks for like the surgery, to give me the option to either do by surgery or do like a tablet and get rid of everything. So I was still questioning whether that made sense.
No, I understand. So during those 2 weeks, did your body release anything?
No, it didn't.
So you had to go back in? I
had to go back in. So they said within those 2 weeks, if your body then doesn't release it, we'll then book you in for either the surgery, or you can then like take a tablet and then see if anything will come up. So within the 2 weeks I was bleeding and my bleeding stopped completely. So you can imagine, I was thinking, okay, since I've stopped bleeding, maybe because I was praying, like, you know, God, is this really it? Maybe my baby will come back to life, sort of thing.
You just had faith.
I had faith, I had hope. So I was hoping that when I go in the 2 weeks, I might not even end up having the surgery. Maybe the heartbeat will come back. Maybe they didn't see right the first time. So it was just so much going on. But nothing happened. My bleeding stopped. but I still had the normal symptoms. My symptoms were just going as normal. Yeah. And then we then came back to the day that I had to, the day before I had surgery, they did another scan. They asked me if I wanted another scan. I said, yeah. They did it. It was still the same thing.
Right.
So we had to have the surgery the following day.
Was it your choice to have the surgery, or did they allow you to pick between the tablet? And
they did allow, they asked me to pick between the tablet and the surgery. But because I trade because of my work, I know what a tablet does to you. I was not willing to go through that pain. I just wanted it to just go, because they said they just put you to sleep and then they'll dilate and then they'll scrap your uterine line.
So for you that was the best option, but also the easier option.
Yeah, it was surgery for me.
Right. Yeah. How was the recovery with that surgery?
Not great. Okay. Not great. So the surgery itself is considered like a minor operation. So it should really happen within 15 to 30 minutes.
Right.
They will put you to sleep. Some they can like numb, like local anesthetic, but then they put me to sleep, which was okay. But it was only supposed to be 15 to 30 minutes, and then it's a day case. Maybe after surgery they would probably give you like 2 to 3 hours to recover and to wake up, and then you can go home the following day. So I went in for my surgery, was booked sometime in the morning. I went for the surgery. From my understanding, I think I was there for like hours. The actual surgery itself, it didn't take that long. I think it probably did take the 15 to 30 minutes, but it was the waking up from the anesthesia that I didn't do well in. So I ended up being down in the operation theatre for hours. I didn't come back until maybe 2 to 3 p.m. when I'd gone in the morning.
Right.
So
and it's just you with the doctors.
With the doctors, nurses. Yeah. So I remember like waking up. The first memory that I have, I was in a bed and I had like tens of doctors around me, and then I think at some point they then went to call my husband. I can't tell you exactly what happened, but I know they went to call my husband, and then he came. I think only when he came is when I calmed down from what is explained, but he's probably best to explain what actually happened, because I don't know. I could not tell you.
Do you remember your thoughts in that moment, or it was just
I think what I remember at some point, I did ask the nurse where my baby was. That's the thing that I remember. I asked the nurse that was looking after me. I was like, where's my baby? What have you done with my baby? So,
did they answer?
I don't remember.
No,
I don't remember.
Wow.
I don't remember if she answered. But they were really trying. They were really trying.
Wow. You mentioned the miscarriage. I don't know if to say it was the actual miscarriage happening in church.
Yeah.
How did this affect your relationship with Christ, if it did at all, actually?
I was you question, why is this happening to me, and why is it happening in church? So it did.
And on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day as well. So think like, why?
Yeah.
Like it was just a lot of questions. Why? I know you said like sometimes you don't question God. You know, there's a reason why He does things. But at the time, it was almost like why me? Why in church again? Why on Mother's Day? Why on a day where my husband had been preaching? Sort of thing. Like just why me? So it did. I did. It did affect my relationship with God just for a little bit, because I wasn't understanding. I didn't understand what was happening, but also at the time I don't think I had grown in my faith as I probably am now. So I had more questions than anything, like why me, sort of thing. So especially with just also the recovery time, because after the surgery, because that happened the week of Easter, so I did go back the same day that I had the surgery, and then I came to church as normal, did the Easter weekend, but then I hadn't fully recovered. I wasn't well,
which is so interesting hearing that now, because I'll never forget the Easter your husband got up and he testified about the whole surgery. And even I was shocked, like, oh, she had surgery and she's in church and she's moving. It's not like you were doing dances, but you just looked well. So to hear that, no, you weren't as well as you appeared to be. That's
I wasn't well at all.
So
We went back home. Easter finished. I think me and my husband had to go somewhere like one of the days, and then in Northampton. When I was there, I started bleeding. They do tell you like look out for bleeding, but then when it gets to a certain point, you just know like that's not good. So we'd gone somewhere, and I was wearing a pair of jeans. By the time we got to our destination, we were in the car for like maybe just under 2 hours. By the time we got to our destination, I was soaked. I was soaked and I was experiencing a lot of pain. It wasn't going away. So we went to like the hospital near where we were, and then the doctor that I saw said, I don't think when you had the surgery they took everything out, but for some reason she couldn't really do anything that day.
She doesn't think they took everything
No,
out.
they hadn't. So she asked me to go back home and then go to like my local hospital, and I said okay. So we drove back home. I left it that night. I was still just bleeding like really, really bad. So at home? Yeah, at home. But I thought maybe it would just go away. You know, it's one of those. Because she said she said it might come out by itself if they left anything inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So she wasn't 100% sure, but she's saying because of what I was experiencing, it was giving they left things inside. So she wanted me to go back where I'd had my surgery done. So I left it. And then must have been on the 2nd of April or something. I was at home. The pain had been increasing the whole entire day. I was not well. My husband had think he'd been to work, so when he came back, I told him, I said, oh, should we go to hospital? I said, no, don't worry, it's okay. Like you'll probably,
he asked you and you said no.
Yeah, I said no initially. And then when he saw like I was getting really, really annoyed, we said, right, okay, let's go to hospital. Went to the hospital near like our house. We got there. They told us wait time is 8 hours, and at that time I wasn't doing well at all. So we said, let's drive back.
You're still bleeding at this point?
I was still bleeding, but the pain was like, do you know when you have pain and then it stops for a bit?
Okay.
You have pain, it stops for a bit, and then so we then end up going to the hospital that I'd had my surgery done. Okay. And then we got there, explained the whole situation. They told me, oh, that the gynae doctor can't really see you because she's in theatres right now, so you'd have to wait. And she's the only one on call that day. Again, it was late hours in the evening. I waited. I asked them, I went to the nurses, asked them for pain relief when I got there. They said, okay, hold on, like we'll give it to him. I said, okay. So I went and I sat down, and I think the second time I walked and I said, can I please have some pain relief? I was in pain, but I wasn't, you wouldn't be able to tell that I'm like physically, I could tell that I was in pain. So they just thought I was still okay. The third time, so they didn't give me pain relief. Seriously. No, they were not. And then my husband then went back the third time. He asked, can I please have, but at this time it was already too late because I was in that much pain that I was just throwing up. And I think then they gave me pain relief. And I remember one of the nurses said, how is she not okay? She came to us walking earlier, and then she asked for pain relief. We told her the doctor was not doctor to prescribe anything at the time, but they just didn't take me seriously. And then it was only when I started like passing out, like in and out, that's when they really took me.
Which is so sad, because you hear stories all the time about how minorities and majority being black women are treated within the NHS.
I think that time when I went back, I really experienced it. And it was it was really bad.
Had you ever seen it when you were a nurse yourself?
No.
Okay, so you just experienced it first time that day.
Yeah. Only because maybe when I was working, like I just tried to treat all my patients fairly, you know. If anyone, I don't know, maybe the way that I was in my profession, I would, if someone told me they're in pain, I would believe them.
That's it.
So I wouldn't just brush anyone off just because. So I didn't think anyone else would do the same to me, because that's not what we're taught. Right. If that makes sense.
Exactly.
So I was then later on, after at the time I started passing out, and then the doctor was supposed to see me, then came to see me. And then I just remember at some point getting wheeled from where I was into a different room, and I think I was put on oxygen. Then they started giving me like loads of painkillers, and then that's when the doctor did say, you do have remains, and I think your body was in labor, and so what you were experiencing were contractions. But because the opening of my cervix was closed, I wasn't able to release what was remaining. So she had to scrap everything herself on there.
That day?
Yeah.
in that moment.
Yeah, in that moment. And then when she took it off and she showed me what was remaining, it was really bad. Yeah, it was really bad. But it was like remains. It was like blood. Yeah, it was like tissue, like tissue. It was like a bunch of things. There was blood in there that you could see, like fatty tissue. Okay. You could just see things. It was really, really big.
How did you feel when she showed you that?
I was scared. I was like, how was I living with this, like, for the past few days, and like, but it was almost like a relief as well, like, because the pain did go as soon as she took that, like, as soon as she
Did you not feel a type of way towards the gynae for not having had removed everything in the first place?
I did, but then I understood that it's a blind procedure. They don't really see what they're doing. They'll probably just go by feel, like they feel like they've scrapped everything out, like off. But then my question was, if you can offer me a scan, if you can offer me a scan before, why can't you do it after, just to make sure
that everything's gone?
Yeah, so it was just, and also because of the care that I just brings coming back into A&E, it just really left a bitter taste in my mouth. Yeah. So like even when I then stayed in hospital, I think I stayed for like good 2 to 3 days after that. It was because they wouldn't send me home then until they'd made sure. Right. So they did end up doing a scan. Okay. They end up like keeping me for a bit longer just to make sure that I was okay, because I'd been bleeding. So I wanted to check if I'd lost like a lot of blood and everything. So I mean, they did try to make up for it, but you could tell that they were overcompensating. Okay. But I didn't like.
Did you think they were scared or fearful?
They probably thought, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. That you were gonna sue or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And you didn't?
No, I didn't.
You didn't feel the need to?
No. Okay. No. When they discharged me, like 4 doctors came to discharge me.
Oh,
wow. That's a bit extra. Like 4 of them.
Oh, they made sure that you could not sue for negligence.
Yeah, so they came and they're like, they were really nice. 2 of them were like black doctors. So I feel like it's one of those. The lady that actually did the surgery, she never came back. She never came back to see me. That's the one that I wanted to see. Yeah. But she never came back. I didn't ask.
You wanted to see her, like, to say...
I just wanted to see her. Like, I wanted her to come and talk to me.
Yeah.
And how my procedure had gone. And why am I back here?
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's one of those. It's one of those. But yeah.
You did say how you were questioning God, like, why? I don't know if you said you were questioning God or just questioning the entire thing of, like,
God.
why.
God forgive me. But
do you think there is a reason as to why you had to go through this?
I think so.
All right.
So I remember saying to my husband at some point, I said to him, I really want to know if I can get pregnant, because
if I can
get pregnant, because I've been told I will find it difficult growing up because of my cycle and everything. There's a time that I went to a doctor. I was 16. I went with my dad. I don't even know if he remembers. I didn't have my period for 6 months. And then I think when it came again, I got so sick. So we went to see this doctor. I remember I was new in the country at the time, so I'd gone to see the GP, and then just trying to explain I've not had my period for 6 months. And they said, if you just moved to the UK. I said, yeah. And they said, it's probably like a change of weather. Your body. And then the GP said I had something called, I think, PMDD. He said something, I don't remember. But then what I said is that when it's time for you to have kids later, you might struggle. So from then I just always thought, oh my God, I'm gonna struggle because of my cycle and everything. Nothing is just ever regular. So I remember saying to my husband at some point, I do wonder if I can get pregnant. So I think God was showing me that I can get pregnant. It just wasn't the right time.
So was it not a scary thought for you though at 16 hearing that you might struggle? It wasn't like you're not going to get pregnant, it's just struggle.
It was, but then at the time you're not really thinking about that. I'm just thinking about school.
Okay, right. All right.
I was like, why are you telling me this now? Literally. So but as you grow older, it was like that thought kept on coming back to me. Am I ever gonna have kids? Am I ever gonna be able to have kids? Especially there is history in my family with like not being able to conceive. So it was just like, am I gonna be one of them that that will struggle? So maybe that's why it happened. God did want to show me that I can't get pregnant, but maybe at the time it just wasn't the right time. But it took a very long time for me to get to a point to understand that maybe that could be the reason. I don't know, but
So where are you now? Are you like because you're saying that you think that's the reason. So you're satisfied with that being the answer as to why you had to go through miscarrying a child?
But the whole experience is just that what I question. Like, did I have to really go through that? Did I have to have a near-death experience? Literally. But having to carry a child and then miscarry a child, maybe God is just trying to looking back, maybe it actually wasn't the right time. So because of so many things that have happened in mine and my husband's life, so God's time, I guess, when it happens, it will happen.
And it will happen. So have you healed, or are you still healing?
No, I'm fine.
You've healed. That's it, like completely. Wow.
I'm fine. I don't.
So what does healing look like to you then? Because you're saying
it's just acceptance. Acceptance, and just knowing that when God says it will happen, it will happen.
That's it.
And just wait. You know.
And you're satisfied.
I'm satisfied.
That's nice.
I'm satisfied.
That's really inspiring. I can say that you feel that way. Okay. So who is Lisa now?
Lisa is still becoming. I'm still figuring. I'm still figuring life out. I'm a student. Took a pivot from my career, from being a nurse and having to start doing a postgraduate course. I'm just looking forward to finishing uni and graduating and then see what I can do after.
That's nice.
Serving in the house of the Lord. Just still finding my purpose, but I'm just happy where I am right now, to be honest.
Any hope for kids in the future?
Definitely. When God says it's time, whatever you say this time, then it will happen. It will happen. I definitely do want kids. But when God says it's the right time.
Wow, that's nice. So even though you went through a traumatic situation, you can't tell. I know, people always say, oh, thank God I don't look like what I've been through. You're the perfect example for that. So is there any advice or encouragement rather that you can give to any woman or man out there that has had a miscarriage, that is currently going through a miscarriage, that the emotions are just high, tensions in the household are high? What can you say to
I
them?
would just say, for if anyone is going through a miscarriage, or anyone has gone through a miscarriage, I know it might cause a bit of tension between husband and wife, but that's the time to get closer to one another and just be there for each other, and then just try to ignore the outside noise, but then also just have hope that when God says it's right, God will restore. That one day you'll hold your miracle, but also just thank God that you've come out at the end of it alive. That's one thing that I'm grateful for, because really twice that I nearly could have died throughout the whole experience. Just have hope, don't lose hope, and be close to your man or your woman. Just pray, I guess. Don't run away from God. Don't
Okay, thank you so much, Lisa. This was a great conversation, a conversation that was actually filled with laughter as opposed to being so teary. So that's I think your strength and your courage is showing, and it's amazing to see God in you, and you be able to speak about it. Because I remember when I asked you to do this, you were like, I can do it, I'm over it. I was like, you're over it, but no, we can see that God really has walked you through this, and I'm